The news that another Australian soldier was killed this week in Afghanistan came as Australian troops stationed there moved into an advisory role. That won't mean the 10-year war is now any less dangerous, but it is a significant formal step closer to the drawdown. There are still more than 1,500 Australians stationed in the country. In all, 130,000 coalition troops are on the ground. Reporter Kathy McLeish was embedded with the Australian Defence Force in Afghanistan, and she filed this report.
Afghanistan means a lot of things to me, but our part in Afghanistan is pretty small really in the whole scheme of the things. We're just here to, bring the country as far up as we can and help them in every way we can. My job is, just to come here, do my part, help one soldier if I can, help more if I can, and come home safe and do Australia and my family proud.
RAR is moving in and Mentoring Task Force 4 is moving out. This handover is known as Relief in Place, or the RIP. The troops who are handing over are showing their replacements the ropes. This is where Australians are helping to train the Afghan National Army, or ANA.
Right, you got your med kits and CAS cards. Everyone's got the CAS card in the left shoulder, arm pocket. First aid dressings, one in the shoulder, one in the webbing. Yep.
3 RARs come into the operation base, and our job as the previous crew here, we're here to tell them what our experiences are, what our lessons learnt, and just to give them a complete brief of the area so that they don't have the mistakes that we made, and they can learn and evolve their TTPs, tactics, techniques and procedures.
An Australian patrol base is 4 k's down to the west.
It's a new phase in the relationship with the Afghan National Army. The soldiers from the 3 RAR battle group won't be mentoring. Instead, they'll take a back seat and allow the Afghan forces to take the lead.
The Afghan National Army were considered as like baby soldiers. They were very slow in learning. Over this trip, I've seen spacing that Australian Army soldiers, after months and months of training, do professionally. They're doing it now. They're using their spacing. They're engaging the enemy, they're taking firing positions. We don't have to tell them anymore, they do it themselves.
I travelled with an Australian-led Provincial Reconstruction Task Force. It's working to help build a better life for the local people. Literacy rates are low and electricity supply unreliable. Australia has another presence here too, AusAid. It's working with other aid agencies like Save the Children to build government facilities, roads and agricultural infrastructure.
It's providing a long-term foundation so that the government can deliver services, so that they can get kids into school, so they can get healthcare working, and putting the basic fabric in place.
3 RAR soldiers are the official escort patrol for the aid workers.
It's pretty quiet this time of the morning, that's why we're out. That makes it easier for these guys to do their job.
The first stop is a school for 300 girls that's been recently built with the help of Australian Defence Force engineers. What does this mean for development in the area?
Well, education is one of the good news stories in Afghanistan. So when the Australians started the PRT, in 2006 there was only 2% of students going to school, or school-aged students. Now there's up to 29%.
In this environment, the goal is to keep up the rebuilding while keeping civilians and troops safe. More than 30 Australians have been killed and more than 220 wounded in the last decade. The coalition Roll 3 Hospital at Kandahar treats the casualties.
Death is always the toughest, so we do see a lot of casualties come in that are talking to us, and unfortunately half an hour later they're deceased and passed away. So we do try the best that we can, but sometimes, there are ones that out there are hard to save.
One of my last visits was to the military brass who run the entire operation. The International Security Assistance Force, or ISAF, is headquartered in Kabul, and it's from here that the 50 member nations of the international coalition have oversight of the war in Afghanistan. Brigadier Roger Noble, the most senior Australian on the ground, does not shy away from the dangers.
We're professional soldiers. This is our job. Australia's been in the heart of it. We have lifted above our weight. But our contribution has mattered, and it matters here. I'm not sure Australians understand.
Home is now on the horizon for the soldiers of MTF-4. Theirs is the first Australian mentoring task force to complete the rotation without any deaths.
On my last patrol, I'll probably feel a bit nervous. I do every patrol. The nerves are a good thing. They help you keep a little bit more keen than what you should. Every patrol could be my last, so I always keep it nice and keen.
Private Carl Cody says there will be one more assignment to take care of when he returns.
It's like Anzac Day, you weren't even there for Anzac, but your heart still pounds because the beat's going and you're marching and everyone's clapping you on. So for this time to be my time that I've served overseas, it's going to be even better. My heart's going to be pounding. I'm just going to worry about keeping my eyes forwards, not smiling too much when my mum cheers out my name, or my missus, and just be happy to be amongst the guys that served with me.
Kathy McLeish with that story.